Over $700 billion of the United States budget is spent on the military, making it one of the top 3 budget outlays. This is 7 times the amount allotted to the Department of Education and 16 times the amount allotted to the Department of Energy.
Heavy fire, Sarge. We gotta fall back.
Damn it, soldier! I give the orders around here. We're standing ground.
We're dying, Sarge. Dying.
Stand ground, soldier! Stand ground!
On January 21st, 1968, a B-52 bomber carrying 4 hydrogen bombs crashed into the North Star Bay near Greenland. The nuclear payload of the shipment began to seep out, and the combined governments of the United States and Denmark started Project Crested Ice to clean the area contaminated. Approximately 700 specialty crew members worked to clean up the 550,000 gallons of contaminated ice without adequate safety measures to prevent contamination. Project Crested Ice cost approximately $59.3 million.
Hi, I'm Fun Trivia Miguel. Well, Miguel, what do we know about Canada? Canada is the largest producer of zinc. Do you eat plenty of zinc?
The Canadian Revolution. The Canadian Revolution began millions of years ago when Canadians harvested honeybees for their honey and used it on everything. Everything! It wasn't long until the bees initiated a social uprising, causing a war. 43,000 bloody years later, Canadian scientists synthesized an alternative to honey, maple syrup. This did not solve the bloody war between the man and bee, but damn, is maple syrup delicious. I'm Kit Child, and this has been your history lesson.
Hi, I'm Fun Trivia Miguel. Well, Miguel, what do we know about Wyoming? The Grand Tetons are in the U.S. state of Wyoming. How do you spell Wyoming? Hi, I'm Fun Trivia Miguel. Well, Miguel, what do we know about Mexico? Chocolate comes from Aztec cuisine, and the Aztecs were found in Mexico. What else can you find in Mexico? Hi, I'm Fun Trivia Miguel. Well, Miguel, what do we know about Brazil? Brazil is the 5th largest economy in the world. Can you count to 5?
Tank! Tank! Bang, bang, it's a tank! Oh no! Tank! Tank, 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 tank! Tank!
Mustard 1 marker.
Sarge, I was not sure if I want to be in this war no more.
Don't talk like that, soldier. You got a wife. Kids, you're protecting them. Protecting them from themselves.
I also have a tabby.
That's a good cat.
Sure is, Sarge, but it's got a skin condition, and it throws up on the carpet a lot.
That's a good cat.
The first major battle of the African theater of World War I was the Battle of Tanga. Beginning in November of 1914, the battle was never fully resolved until the German commander surrendered in 1918, after having heard the news that the war had ended. 360 Allied soldiers died, compared to the 67 German soldiers.
oh, tank, 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 tank!
Hi, I'm Fun Trivia Miguel. Well, Miguel, what do we know about Italy? In 1348, the bubonic plague killed 1/3 of the population of Italy. Are rats a mammal?
The deadliest war to date was World War II, with over 60 million casualties. Of all the countries who fought, the one that suffered the most was Poland. With over 5.5 million casualties, over 16% of Poland's population was killed during the war. Of those dead, less than 1% were active military. The rest were civilians and Holocaust victims.
Hi, Miguel. I'm Fun Trivia Miguel. What do we know about the Soviet Union? Well, the Soviet Union was disbanded in 1991. Have you seen Silence of the Lambs?
The Mini-Gulf War. The Mini-Gulf War was started when Saddam Hussein invited George Bush Sr. over for a game of mini-golf. Everything was going well until George Bush Sr. was convicted of cheating by making too many swings. A vicious battle ensued later, but then George Bush Sr. ended the war by putting the golf ball through the windmill and into the 18th hole. I'm Kit Choud, and this has been your history lesson.
Go! Stay down! Damn it, soldier! Stay with me!
Oh, everything's going fine, Sarge. I think I'm going to heaven.
I don't think that's heaven, soldier. I don't think that's heaven at all. You bastards!
Oh no! Tank! Tank, 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 tank! 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 Oh! Oh, tank! 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 Tank!
Hi, I'm Fun Trivia Miguel. Well, Miguel, what do we know about Japan? The Japanese Professional Baseball League was established in 1936. Do you play baseball? I do. I play baseball. Hi, I'm Fun Trivia Miguel. Well, Miguel, what do we know about China? The first Opium War was between 1839 and 1842. Do you like opium? Hi, I'm Fun Trivia Miguel. Well, Miguel, what do we know about India? India gained its independence from Britain in 1947. Can you find Britain on a map?
The Vietnam War. Vietnam, one of Saturn's moons, made spring rolls. They were very delicious and the entire galaxy loved them. But the USA got jealous and greedy with their food, and they decided to take all of it by force. Vietnam wouldn't have none of this bullshit. So, What they did was cause a war. A war over the ownership of spring rolls. America fought bravely with their cheeseburgers, hot dogs, pizzas, but they are no match for the might of the mighty spring roll. I'm Kit Child, and this has been your history lesson.
Naval Commander, I just got some word from the mainland. I'm afraid the land is lost. It looks like they'll be sinking our battleship.
No worries, sailor. We are at sea, and the sea is a harsh mistress.
Aye, you speak the truth.
Aye. Dismissed.
Hi, I'm Fun Trivia Miguel. Well, Miguel, what do we know about Australia? The University of Sydney is in Sydney, Australia. Can you say Australia?